Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. The prime suspect in Wednesday night's shooting rampage in South Carolina that left 9 people dead is scheduled to appear in court this morning. And there are several reports suggesting Dylann Roof has confessed the killings to police, saying that he wanted to start a race war. The 21-year-old is expected to be charged with 1 count of murder at his initial hearing today to start the legal process. But several more charges will likely be added. South Carolina law states he will not be allowed out on bond. It has yet to be established whether prosecutors will seek the death penalty, which is legal in that state. A frustrated President Barack Obama says the tragedy is yet another example of the damage inflicted on America by guns.
At some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this type of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries. It doesn't happen in other places with this kind of frequency. And it is in our power to do something about it.
It's racism in America. It still exists. Like, people think because the civil rights movement of the 60s and the 70s is over that racism is gone, but it's not. You can look all around the country. Racism is very much alive.
A man accused of shooting an RCMP officer in Kamloops last December has pleaded not guilty to charges that include attempted murder. Ken Knutson entered the plea via video link from a jail in Surrey and has elected for a trial by jury. He was arrested after a day-long search in the Kamloops area. RCMP Corporal Jean-René Michaud is now recovering at home from life-threatening injuries. One man is under arrest after a robbery at a jewelry store in Vancouver. It happened just after 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. An armed man entered the store on Main Street near Kiefer. Staff and customers were able to get out, and shortly after, a man exited and surrendered to police. Luckily, no one was injured. 3 teenagers from the North Shore have hopefully learned a valuable lesson after being caught using air-powered pistols to shoot at pedestrians and cars along Cross Creek Road in West Vancouver. Police say the realistic replicas are dangerous because officers have to respond as though it could be a real firearm. The 14 and 15-year-olds will likely have their case heard through the North Shore Restorative Justice Program. A Surrey man and a Delta woman have been arrested and are now facing fraud charges after police seized around 450 pieces of mail. Dean Gallo and Hannah Denman are described as prolific offenders, accused of racking up $350,000 in fraudulent offenses. The investigation started in April when police executed search warrants at 2 homes and a mailbox depot. Officers seized $20,000 worth of property, including a $10,000 bike, computers, furniture, rare coins, credit cards, even mail stolen from Richmond, Surrey, and New Westminster. Police also found drugs, a loaded shotgun, and several other weapons.
I was surprised at how much detail that they're getting just from mail that you discard, either in your recycling or mail that they're stealing out of your mailbox.
Homeless campers at a growing tent city in Maple Ridge are demanding land to move to, but the city's mayor says that is not the answer. Nicole Reed says services and social housing for the homeless is the solution instead. Up to 100 people are now camping out along Cliff Avenue near the Haney Bypass. The city of Maple Ridge says outreach teams are available.
They need to be moved into housing. They have been moved around this community for far too long, and continuing to do that is not something that this council supports. It's very important to us that we connect them with the services that they need and create a new possibility for them.
Everybody seems to lose their stuff to bylaws here within lickety-split. When they come along, they just grab it, goes in the truck, and it's gone. They don't have any choice. Myself, I kind of travel a little light, but I've watched a lot of my friends lose their stuff up to 10, 12 times.
Dangerously dry conditions in Metro Vancouver have put a stop to plans that would have seen 26 straight days of fireworks in the city. It was proposed earlier this week that there would be 25 nights of very brief fireworks leading up to the 25th edition of the Celebration of Light. But concerns over dry conditions and fire restrictions stopped that. Instead, on each of the 25 days leading up to the festival, they will hide a backstage pass in a scavenger hunt style with clues on their website. The show's over English.